Hey everybody, Adrian here. Welcome to this new episode in which I will paint a sunset landscape out of a keyframe. Morning everybody. It's 6 a.m. and I can't believe I'm recording myself like this, but it's Monday and it's showtime. Not my best performance yet, but it's something, it's a start. Hell no. Donuts? Really? That's not how you start your day. By the way, look at that. Just hold a second. Pluto has been officially reclassified as a planet. Yes! Yeah, just a random thing, right? So getting back to the video, I took this keyframe from a video I made during a trip to the mountains, and you might remember this clip from my first video. It's at the end of it and I'm like freaking out with the, you know, this amazing combination of environment, lighting. The clouds were very cool too, and I said, you know, why not trying and studying this image? So let's go.
All right, so once I have the image I want to study, I open a new file in Photoshop and I just keep it low res, you know, like 2K pixels wide and 72 dpi, for instance. I don't need more than that, and I can always resize it later and keep adding details if needed. Since this is a landscape one, I prefer to place the reference on top of my canvas. I mean, I include my reference in the same file, and I just set it as another layer. I probably shouldn't say study since I'm just copying what I see here. I'm trying to nail the big picture of this as close and accurate as I can. I will try to match values, colors, shapes, and so on. But the clouds, those clouds were a bigger deal than I thought. I believe that by doing this every day, I'm setting myself up for a long-term habit, which will hopefully end up in real studies. Like, you know, it would be like learning and understanding how everything works around me. Like things like light, color, forms, values, perspective, and you know how that light source color affects the local color of that object, and many other little things that are part of this beautiful machine we call world. I hope you don't get bothered by the in and out zooming all the time. I just do that to improve my perception of the overall image, you know, to see the picture from a further distance. So I should probably use the navigator tool for this. So yeah, I'm sorry. I tend to lay down the flat base color for everything. Mountains, sky, clouds, and I'm always guessing what that color is, like all the time. The main challenge here is to avoid using the eyedropper tool to sample colors from the original image, but instead I make up the color myself. I selected using that thing on the upper right corner of the screen. I'm using a color wheel plugin called Colorus. I didn't think it will make such a great difference, but I tried it a couple years ago and bought it instantly. It is insanely cheap, and I can make a video about it in the future if you want. This was a great opportunity to test a technique I heard of when I was in high school. So the teacher asked us to copy an image upside down. He said, this way we would only focus on the real forms and shapes and don't let our brains draw a hand, a hat, an eye, or a chair as we know it, but rather as we see them in the image. So I believe this is a very interesting and useful technique, especially when drawing portraits. I did 2 drawings, a normal one and an upside down one. So the upside down one had a closer aspect to the original, and the one I did using my own judgment on what a particular object looks like made me miss the perspective and the angle of it. So give it a try. Now, regarding the amount of layers I'm working with, I always tend to keep it simple. Sometimes I do it only on 1 layer, and this time I used one for the sky, another one for the mountains, and the third one for the clouds. So every tool is great if used properly, but I fell into the bad habit of abusing the mixer brush tool, and now it's all over the place, man. It's all over the image, and there's no need to do this. It's probably coming from a desperate move to hide mistakes or something. It looks good for the clouds, but objects close to the camera should be sharper, so let them be. A few more color corrections here and there, and this is it.
Alright guys, so this was it. Let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this technique, like the upside down thing and stuff like that. Let me know if you're going to try it, if you have tried it already, what do you think about it, and so on. And also, let me know how often do you do these kind of studies, you know, how far have you come into this kind of routine of always studying, doing a study every day, like color studies or specific object studies or whatever you are into. And by the way, any suggestions are more than welcome. I really appreciate all your support, and it's insane, man. I think you're awesome, and I just love you guys. So thank you a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.